Good morning, everyone. Today's topic is marginal cost equation. We'll learn about the equation, how it is used in marginal costing. So let's start with the marginal cost equation. Now, when we say marginal cost equation, it is mainly the elements of cost which are included in marginal costing. So elements of marginal cost, you can say it can be written in an equation form. This equation is very important. Sales is equal to variable cost plus fixed expenses plus or minus profit and loss. Now what is plus or minus profit and loss means? With fixed expenses you will plus if there is profit. You will minus when it is loss. You cannot write both the items together, that is profit slash loss. Profit will be indicated, that is when you are having profit it have to be plus, when it is loss it have to be minus. Okay, the formula can be sales equal to variable cost plus fixed expenses plus profit, or else sales equal to variable cost plus fixed expenses minus loss. Okay, so I have put up it together, but in the case of questions, solving an equation, if there is loss it have to be minus from the fixed expenses, and if it is profit it have to be plus with fixed expenses. Okay, now the same equation can also be written in this way: sales minus variable cost. Now this variable cost we have just put up in the left hand side. Okay, sales minus variable cost is equal to fixed expenses plus minus profit or loss. Again, it is plus means denoting profit, minus means denoting loss. Okay, so this way also it can be written the equation, or else sales minus variable cost is equal to contribution. Now what is this contribution? Contribution is sales minus variable cost is contribution, and contribution is also fixed expenses plus profit also gives you contribution. Okay, contribution is equal to contribution. So this is the marginal cost equation. It can be written in three forms. This is the first form, this is the second form, and this is the third form. Now why marginal cost equation is required? Whenever there is any kind of profit, if the company want to make any kind of profit, contribution should always be more than the fixed expenses. Okay, when contribution is more than the fixed expenses, then only the company can earn certain profit. If in case the contribution is less than the fixed expenses, the company will suffer losses. And in order to avoid any kind of losses, what it should be, the contribution should be equal to fixed expenses, right? So if contribution is equal to fixed expenses, we get a term called break even point. So this part is very important for you to understand. Contribution, the term contribution, the term fixed expenses, the term variable cost, and the term sales. Okay, so marginal cost equation is helpful to find out the profits, and profits can be found out only if the contribution is more than the fixed expenses. And if it is less than the fixed expenses, it will suffer loss, and to avoid any kind of loss, the contribution should be equal to the fixed expenses. That means it should be at a break even point. The marginal cost equation, that is this equation, it is helpful to find out any four factors. Now what are the four factors you can see under the marginal cost equation? That is sales, variable cost, fixed expenses, or profit. If any three items, if any three values are given, suppose it is given sales value is given to you, variable cost is given to you, and fixed expenses is given to you, then with the help of three items, three values, you can easily find out the profit or loss, right? In the same way, if variable cost is given, fixed expenses is given, and profit amount is given, then easily sales can be found out, right? So we can find out all these factors, that is the sales, the variable cost, the fixed expenses, or the profit and loss. So this equation is mainly used for finding out these items, that is sales, variable cost, fixed expenses, and profit or loss. Okay, this part, marginal cost equation, it is very important to know all the terms which I have already explained in your previous videos. If you have not seen those videos, please watch out those videos very carefully, so that in the later classes it will not be difficult for you to understand what is the items, what are the terms, what is meant by that. Okay, so next we'll move on to Composite BEP. Now, what is composite BEP? Composite BEP means when we find out the BEP, that is break even point, of many departments or many divisions at the same time together. What the word composite means, it is together you find out the BEP of different departments. Okay, now let's see the meaning of composite BEP first. Now, composite BEP, it is saying it is different manufacturing establishment, each having its own production capacity. Different manufacturing establishment will have a production capacity. That means how much the company can produce. Okay, they might have certain fixed costs in that production center. So, keeping in mind all those costs, when the fixed cost of any company, when the sales of any company are combined together, fixed costs are combined together, contribution is combined together, that is called as composite BEP. Combined, composite means together or combined. Okay, combined BEP means together we have to find out all the fixed cost or else the sales or the contribution of a company. Now, for this composite BEP, there are two approaches. Mostly, it is the constant product mix approach and the variable product mix approach. Now, what is constant product mix and variable product mix? Under the first approach, the ratio in which the product of the various establishments are mixed is constant. That means here in this case, the contribution and the fixed expenses of all the departments of the company are kept same. That is constant. Okay, it does not changes. So in this constant product mix approach, we try to calculate the BEP sales, or in when we say sales means in terms of rupees, or BEP in units, they are constant. That means the contribution and the fixed expenses will be same where there is no profit, no loss. But in variable product mix, we have to see that the different product of different departments, how the profit can be gained, and profit can be gained only with the help of contribution. Okay, under this variable product mix approach, contribution plays a very important role. If the contribution is higher than the fixed expenses, then only we can go for this variable product mix approach. And in case of constant product mix approach, BEP, that is break even point in rupees or in units, plays a very important role, so that we'll see that the profit, you are not earning any profit, neither you are suffering any kind of loss. It is exactly the same. The contribution is equal to fixed expenses. So in this constant product mix, BEP is important, and in variable product mix, contribution is important. And in contribution, the contribution should be always be higher than the fixed expenses to get the profit. So these two approaches are there in the composite BEP. Next is where a firm is dealing with several products, a composite break-even point can be calculated. Now, what does it mean? That means in composite BEP, for calculating the composite or the combined BEP, we have a formula. Okay. Now, what is the formula? Break-even point sales is equal to cash fixed cost divided by composite PV ratio. Now, whenever you see the word composite, composite means combining, okay, grouping together the PV ratio, whatever combining together in each product's PV ratio have to be calculated. It can be written as this formula, or else total fixed cost multiply with total sales divided by total contribution, or else total contribution divided by total sales into 100. So these are the three various formulas used for calculating the composite BEP. So it will depend on the questions which particular formula you are going to use it. Always try to remember all the formulas. It will be better for you, so that you can put up all the formulas according to the questions as it will be given in the questions. Okay, so next is maintain desired level of profits. Now, what is maintain desired level of profits? Now, whenever company is doing the business or producing certain kind of product, they should always keep in mind that the profit, some kind of profits they have to earn in the future. It's not that any business, whenever they are running a business, they will think that how much loss will be there in the future. They will not. Their main objective is to earn profit, right? Their main objective is not to suffer any kind of losses, right? Or else they will at least try to maintain that they will avoid the losses. Okay, they will not go beyond those losses. Okay, so to maintain the desired level of profits, the company have to have a estimation that this kind of profits or this much profit we will be earning in the future. Now, how we'll see in this maintaining how they can maintain the desired level of profits. Okay. Now, here it is given, it is very clearly said, sometimes the management may be interested in maintaining a desired level of profits under the condition of changes in the sales price. Now, certain prices of product, sometimes it changes, right? Sometimes it goes up, sometimes it goes down. And in the same way, the volume, the output level, how much according to the sales price, how much the quantity will be sold in the market, right? So in that case, how much the company will be desiring to earn the profit, to earn the profit, it will be done under the maintaining desired level of profits. The volume of sales required to earn a desired level of profits can be ascertained by applying marginal costing technique. And again, here also marginal costing techniques will be used. So marginal costing techniques will be all related with your cost volume profit analysis, CVP analysis. That is your contribution, that is your PV ratio, your BEP, and the margin of safety. Using all these formulas, then only we can use or we can find out the desired level of profits. When the company is trying to maintain a particular profit for the future, then these formulas only it will be utilized to see how it is working out for the company or not. And the industry has to cut prices of its product from time to time. Yes, whenever there is some kind of problem occurs in the economy, in the market, they have to change the prices, right? So time to time they have to change the prices, sometimes because of competition, sometimes because of government regulation, sometimes because of any other uncertain reasons. Okay, the price have to be reduced in certain cases. So, and sometimes in some cases the price might go up also, right? So let's take the example of COVID-19. Now the pandemic is there, certain price of the products are going up. At the same time, some products are there whose prices are going down, right? So it depends on the circumstances of the economy and the market, how the prices will uh, take place in the market. So for that reason, the company also have to see all these things, these problems also they have to face it. So in that case, they have to maintain the desired level of profits. If they have to maintain a desired level of profits, the techniques of marginal costing must be used. So for maintaining this, again we have a formula for this. Now, number of units to be sold to earn the desired profit. If you want to sell a particular amount of particular number of units in the market, let's say you want to sell it in units terms, then what is the formula? Total fixed cost plus desired profit divided by contribution per unit. It will be number of units. Okay, how much number of units, how many units you want to sell it in the future, that will be this formula. Sales value required to earn desired profit, that is in rupees value. If you want to find out the desired profit in terms of rupees, then the formula is total fixed cost plus desired profit divided by PV ratio. Okay, these two formulas are very important in units, not in rupees. Okay, in units, if you want to find out, contribution per unit is used. The numerator part, it is the same thing, total fixed cost plus desired profit, total fixed cost plus desired profit, right? But in units, whenever you have to find out in units, it have to be in contribution per unit. And in sales value means in terms of rupees. If you want to find out, then it have to be divided with PV ratio. Now PV ratio is profit volume ratio. So hope you have understood this entire topic. If you have liked this video, please like, and thank you.